Your armor and firepower vastly outmatch the handful of PDF soldiers guarding the air reprocessing facility. And sudden, overwhelming force is a strategy that plays to the strengths of the Beastmen. You decide to make yourself the center of attention, stepping out from behind one of the countless ugly gray structures and fire your Gauss rifle at the nearest guard. He barely registered your presence before he was deatomized in a flash of brilliant green light. Shouts and swears rise from the guards as they begin firing their lasguns and autoweapons at you. Your ornate armor weathers the returning fire with ease, the ceramite plates easily absorbing the punishment. While the guards were occupied with you, the beastmen flanked around the side with Book leading the way with his hungry chainsword. He ran head first into a soldier who barely got his head around enough to point his weapon before he was impaled by Book's adamantium horn. With a roar, the beastman jerked his head back and tossed the unfortunate man out of the way, spraying gore and viscera across the hive streets. You continue to fire on the remaining PDF soldiers, forcing them to split their attention between dodging Gauss beams and dodging angry beastmen. Within just a few brutal moments, the soldiers of Santissima were little more than bloody smears on the pavement.
Ah, that felt good. Nice to have a good warm-up to breaking this armor. Let's go free my brothers.
Free wouldn't be exactly the word you would use. You didn't feel particularly free when Kazazel stuck you in the pit where you had to fight and claw your way into a spot on the crew. You accepted his deal, and things have worked out for you. After all, you were stuck on a prison planet until you were to be executed or sent off to some god's forsaken planet as a penal legionnaire. Dealing with the pit definitely seemed worth the reward you've received so far. You hope that these beastmen that you're about to rescue feel the same way. You enter the facility, and immediately your ears are filled with the droning chants of the machine cult over the Vox systems. This would explain why no one heard the fight outside. Whatever was wrong with the air pump, they were desperately trying to appease this particularly unruly machine spirit. Or at least you guessed as much. All around you, servitors mindlessly shambled around, performing their assigned tasks. They don't seem to react to your presence, other than moving around you if you block their path. You can hear a few of them muttering incomprehensibly as they walk past. A low-ranking mechanicus technician approaches you. He had a few implants, but was mostly flesh. He also wore the robes of an initiate. He was a bit on the pudgy side, and he shuffled over to you and the beastmen hurriedly. His face was red with effort. "Greetings, my lord. 1,000 apologies. By the Omnisire, I swear to you, we are working as quickly as possible to identify the source of the machine spirit's displeasure, and we are using every chant and canticle we know. Soon we will be blessed by the machine god, and the motive force will see to it that recycled air will once again be pumped down to the hivers below."
Wait, you think he's...
You hold your hand up to silence Book. You've never even seen a noble before. Now, you would have to impersonate one. The best you could do was channel your old High Warden. "I have no interest in excuses. I am interested in results. And you're going to have to get these results with fewer men." "My lord, I don't think I understand." "As you can see, I prefer beastmen to make up my retinue. They are fierce and powerful, and mental conditioning and training ensures that they remain loyal. In the conflict, I have sustained losses. Losses I intend to replace. I understand that you have beastmen working down below." My apologies, my lord. I am just a novitiate. Let me retrieve the tech priest, and he can give you a full report and provide you with exactly what you need." this was getting a little dangerous. You could try to fake your way through the whole facility, but higher-ranking members of the Mechanicus might be more likely to recognize that you are not a member of House Xavier. You might be able to go through this whole situation without firing another shot, and ensuring that you and Book don't lose any more men. But if you're caught, things could get really, really bad, really, really quickly. But how likely is it that a random tech priest at some air recycling center is going to be savvy enough about planetary politics to be able to identify you? Then again, there are a bunch of dead PDF soldiers outside. How long would it take before someone noticed that they're missing? But the choice is up to you. And it is time once again for you to shape the narrative. Do you want to continue to play the part of a high-ranking member of House Xavier and see if you can simply be handed the forces you seek? Do you want to kill this technician and continue to fight your way through the facility? Do you want to be taken to the tech priest and then perhaps take him hostage, releasing him in exchange for the Beastmen? Or do you have something else in mind? Post your suggestions below. The options with the most votes will be compiled into a poll later on this week, where you will all be able to choose the next course of action for our main hero. As always, your fate is in your own hands. No man do they call me. My mother and my father and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to the latest episode of Kazazel's Merry Marauders. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and a comment so that one day people might mistake you for an extremely powerful person and give you anything that you demand. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so in order to hear more stories about rescuing goatmen from dangerous industrial work. And if you would like to support me, you can click on my link to my PayPal or my Patreon. Those links will be posted below in the description. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, you can click on the Merry Marauder playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thank you all very much once again for listening. No Man out.